Here we go. Hi, everyone. Hi there.
Let me put this on.
There she is.
Should I? Let me see if it's higher. No, I don't know. Ew. Oh my gosh! Hey, Beverly.
Hey.
I'm so.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm. Your video froze for a half a second there, so I missed. I heard the scream.
I'm just nervous, but I'm in the sticks, so maybe I shouldn't move too much because anything will mess up a signal out here. Oh, coming
Hi,
in.
everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Yeah, hey. The video's freezing a little bit. Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming in. We'll give people a couple more, like one more minute or so.
To the room. I love it. All the support. I love my people. I love them. I see you guys. I see you.
They're coming to support. Hey, everyone. Good evening. Good evening.
Let's see. I got my chapstick and my water on hand.
Coming prepared.
Yep.
Okay. The video, I don't know, it could be the connection we have, but the video is just a little foggy and there's like a little delay, but I can hear you. Oh, hang on.
Wi-Fi?
You were going in and out. Are you near your router? Oh, hang on.
All right. See, if I take it off Wi-Fi, it won't work.
Okay.
Is that better?
I can put, okay, yeah, the video is clear now.
That's better?
Yeah, and I can see you. Yeah,
Okay. I just took it off the Wi-Fi, so maybe that'll help.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
All right, thank you guys for coming. Thanks for joining tonight. We have a wonderful, wonderful sister and queen and boss here with us tonight. Again, thank you for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Please tell someone else in the knitting community and crochet community that their sister, their queen is here. I'm so happy about this.
I'm excited.
So everyone, thanks for joining us tonight at Boss Talk. I'm Beverly Brister, the boss of Beverly's Web Shop. And every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I do a Boss Talk with bosses from a lot of different industries. There's a lot of queens and bosses out there just making it happen every day, and men too. And I try to connect with all the ones that I know, and I didn't realize I know so many bosses. Mm-hmm. So we have with us tonight Angela Williams. She is the boss
Wilson.
I'm sorry. Angela Wilson. She is the boss of Ruby. She is Ruby Baby. She's the boss of Loving Every Stitch. And please let everyone know about your wonderful brand. I remember when it probably was, you had already started by the time I met you, and I had gotten one of your pieces. It was just beautiful. I wore that thing to death. I think I only have a button and a couple of strands of yarn.
Wow.
So please, Angela Wilson of Loving Every Stitch, please let the audience know about your brand and the inspiration behind it.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Angie from Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. Started the company in 2004. It all started with a hat, just wanting to know how to crochet a hat. I bought a beautiful coat one year, and I wanted to create a hat to wear with my coat, and that's just kind of how the flame got fed, so to speak. Yeah, so been doing it for a little over 15 years now, and actually crocheting for a little over 15 years. In the business since 2014. I said 2014, right? So, oh yes, so 2014, and yeah, it's been taking off ever since.
Awesome. And you do so like the pieces that you create, each one that you do, it just you like outdo yourself more and more.
Well,
Just
that's
love
the
all the
idea.
pieces.
That's the idea for sure. Yeah, I mean, I can take a pattern or somebody else's design really and kind of make it my own. And lately, I've been actually making my own, so it's a great journey. It's a great journey. And I remember like seeing you used to be at the craft fairs, and I used to always be at the shows I'm at. So
Yeah, yeah.
I know you have my work, so you were always been supportive of my work.
Yes.
So
And
I
this
remember
piece that
those
I'm
days.
wearing tonight is I'm on a spinning chair, so I can kind of show the back a little bit.
There you go. Ow.
Love
And
this
that's
chain
actually a
link.
design from one of my cousin besties on YouTube. That was like one of her designs, and I was so happy to do it for her. And it's one of my prime pieces in my catalog. So
It's
yeah,
beautiful,
it
gorgeous. I
is.
love the colors that you put together
Mm-mm-mm.
and
hmm
so in one of your videos, I remember you were saying that there was a story behind your name, Ruby Baby. Can you share the story behind
Yeah,
that?
yeah. There's a story behind both Loving Every Stitch and Ruby Baby. So Ruby Baby came from an Indian friend of mine, and her husband used to come pick her up from work all the time. And one day he was just like, no, actually, I think it was my birthday, like at work. And he
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, you're a Ruby Baby? And and just was telling me like how precious a ruby is and how precious I was and how I should see myself. And that just kind of that resonated with me, and it just stuck to me, and it's like, yeah, I am a Ruby Baby, like and it just and it just became so. When I was trying to figure out how I wanted to run my business, I didn't necessarily want to put my government name out there. Like I just kind of wanted to be known as something, so why not Ruby Baby? So that's just kind of how Ruby Baby's name came about. And even with Loving Every Stitch, when I first learned how to crochet, that's how I guilted John, my then boyfriend, now husband, to wear the stuff that I was making when it wasn't like the best looking thing, but it was a hat and it kept his head warm. And
There you
and I
go.
called it my love in every stitch, like, cause like we would go out on dates and I would get in his car and it'd be like on the floor under the passenger seat, like. This is how you treat the love in every stitch? Like, we're not gonna do that. Like, no. Like, I had to guilt him into like appreciating the work that I put
Right.
in.
Yeah.
So that's how that started.
That's amazing. I know he appreciates it now.
Yes, he
Definitely.
does. And now he has to pay for stuff because he still don't take care of stuff. He has to buy love in every stitch now.
Like, honey, I love you, but here's an invoice.
Right, exactly right. But I accept kisses for payment. There's other ways other than, American
Right.
currency.
Wonderful. Now, I want to congratulate you because I know that your YouTube channel is celebrating 1 year now. Well, a couple
Yay!
weeks past, but 1 year
Yes.
since you started it. And that
Uh-huh.
is just, and it just, your community is just growing by leaps and bounds. And I see that you're now over 2,000 subscribers strong, and it just continues to grow every day. It's just,
Yay.
it's just a wonderful, wonderful blessing that you have. So, if that being the case, so then you started it about a year ago when we were kind of like at the height of the pandemic, and the world as we knew it back then is kind of changed. And businesses were shutting down, lives were being affected, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that starting your YouTube channel was a way to deal with the new reality, or was it just an opportunity you found to showcase your talent, or was it both, or something else?
Yeah, well, I think it was a combination of both, to be honest with you, because I wanted to start that channel a long time ago, and I really feel like it was something impressing on the inside to do this
Mm,
channel. And I just didn't know what direction or how I wanted to do it, but I knew it was something that I was supposed to do. And
mm,
it's more like a
mhm.
delayed obedience type of thing. But at the start of the pandemic, I was literally off. Like when the pandemic was declared and we thought we were going to be home for 2 weeks, that was
Mhm.
kind of like the moment of opportunity, basically, because I can't sit still. Even to be home, to know I had a day off and nothing to do, it was like, let's start a YouTube channel. Like, that's what we can do today. That's what we can do today. And turned out that I literally, when things closed down, I had 2 days off. So the day I started my YouTube channel, I actually had to start back to work the next day. So I was
Mm.
reassigned, and repurposed with my employer to work, based essentially, So I've actually been maintaining the channel since I started it. I decided to
Mhm.
maintain it, but I'm a full-time mom, a full-time employee to somebody's corporation, and a full-time small business owner. So
We wear many hats.
very many, very many.
Mm. And I noticed that your community is a close-knit community, no pun intended. But had to get that one in
Right.
there. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's good. That's good. That's good.
Can you describe the way that you connect with them and what inspiration you draw from them to continue going?
Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect at first. And when you put your videos out, you don't know if anybody's going to catch it, see it,
Yeah.
and if they do, how they respond to it. And I came in there with an open heart and honesty
Mhm.
and truth, and I just wanted to display my things and get into a community with like-minded people because, again, like, as many people look at my things and like my things, I can't have a conversation about it. Like, I can't talk stitches or talk designs or ideas. Nobody to bounce these things off of. And so I
Mhm.
found that in my YouTube community, like,
Mm.
and like they came in droves, and like I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
It's amazing.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just, you press the button, you go and you try it, and you just like, well, I'm gonna step out on faith and I'm gonna believe, and then things happen. It just kind of falls into place, and you'd be amazed at how it's a blessing on both sides, for you and for the other people on the other side of the camera that you touch, and
Hmm.
it's reciprocal, and it just continues to go to other people, and just you have this like these chains. You have like a love chain that just kind of happens
That's
across
right.
the board with it.
That's
Yeah.
right. And I love that. And even with that, oh, I'm about to lose it. Okay. Even with that, you inspire, and you inspire to inspire. So that's really what that community has done for me. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
came out because I knew I had something to offer, no matter,
Mm-hmm.
even if it is like a technique or even just to show love. Because initially I was a viewer. like a longtime viewer of a lot of people on YouTube and never commented on their channels. I just sapped up all of their goodness, all of their creativity and things like that. And I wouldn't even say good job. I wouldn't, but I would talk to the screen. Like I always
Right.
had the conversation with them, and everybody was friends in my head. And, you
Yeah.
know, I had a connection to them before they had a connection to me. So even
Mm.
like popping out and I'm like, hey, I'm the person who did this. I'm the person who said this. I'm the person who, you know, because even though I stalk them on Instagram, like I became a stalker essentially. And so I said I have to really be a part of this community and like dive in. And even the
Yeah.
people who are like stars in my eyes are friends to me now. And it's like it blows my mind. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And you know, I just it, I'm speechless. And that's where even where the cousins came from, because it's like
Mm.
um you know how there's somebody you're that inspires you, and you're so inspired by them that you just want to be connected to them in some way. And like,
Yeah.
for instance, like any actor that I'm in awe of, like for instance, Morgan Freeman will
Mm.
forever be my uncle. Like I don't care what anybody says, Morgan Freeman is my uncle. And so that's kind of how the cousins came, because like I wanted to be connected to these people so
Mm.
desperately that I made them my family. They are my
Mm.
cousins, and so that's how my crochet community, everybody became my cousin, because I love them and I want to be connected to them in such a way that we have to
Mm.
be related.
And it's amazing that, you know, as we are now a year out, not out of the pandemic, but like we've been in it for a year, and like the relationships that have started, you
Yes.
know, during this time, you know, is you know, and talking with some of the other bosses before as well, you know, that the pandemic, of course, is a tragic situation, but that so many other things have been birthed from it. You know,
Yes.
there's life that has happened in the midst of death. There's been businesses started, connections that are just, you know, they'll last the test of time
Mhm.
because of the connection that you had. And you know, if life continued the way it was and your busy schedules, you may not have connected that way, but now you do, and you have a whole community of people that
Yes.
are cousins that, you know, you
Exactly.
can bounce things off of and connect with, and it just makes life even that much sweeter.
It does.
Definitely.
It absolutely does. And, you know, not being able to do craft shows and street fairs, which is like my favorite thing to do, because I love to get out with the people. I love for them to
Hmm.
touch my stuff and tell me how good I am and all of those things and like how they admire my stuff, you know. I mean, honestly, I love that. Like, you know, I
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
you know, you don't get enough of that. And like, you know, who am I going to show my stuff to now? YouTube. That's who. That's where I go. So YouTube and Instagram, that's where I go. I go there so I have somebody to show what I'm doing. And, you know, and again, didn't know what to expect, and it far surpassed my expectations because I've been inspired. I became, not saying I was not a designer, but I actually became a designer on paper since I started
Mm.
the channel. Like
Mhm.
I would have just took all my designs and my ideas and kept them for myself and designed them myself and did my best to get them out to whoever wanted to wear my things. But now I'm putting it on paper where other people can enjoy the process of my
Mhm.
design, make them and serve others with beautiful work.
Yes, yes. And speaking of beautiful work, I have some faves. I'm just going to run past some of my faves. Um, the Bunny in the Hood.
Yes.
Love that little guy.
Now, I'm gonna tell you how
Um,
good the Bunny in the Hood makes me feel so good. I'm not. I know you got a few to run down, but but it makes me so happy. Like I've made about 7 of them, and I don't own not one. They're all in forever home, someplace else, making somebody else happy. But even in the flashbacks and going through my pictures of the archives of the things that I've made,
yeah,
Bunny in the Hood is definitely one of my favorites too. Like,
I
yeah.
saw that and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it
Yes,
has a
yes,
little shaker
he is
inside.
all the way adorable.
And you know, then there's the Ladybug.
Yes, and I only made one of those, and that was for one special person who happens to be a YouTube friend of mine, not another YouTube cousin, and that's her signature. Like Ladybugs is her signature, and she actually gave me. She said, "I just want a ladybug." Like she kind of gave me free reign to be
Hmm.
creative and serve her in the way that I wanted to serve her, and I I served her well, and yeah, and yeah, she loves that. She loves it, and I had a hard time letting it go. I told her, like, take your time paying me, because I was taking it out, having photo shoots with it. I took it out with me because around that time we were shopping for a new home, so we were going, every Saturday, Sunday, out on the road, going from house to house
Yeah.
to house. One day I took it with me, and the very house that I'm in right now is the house that we had the best photo shoot at. And I took them, we were in the trees, we were in the grass, we were all over the property, taking all kinds of pictures, and then I sent it to her. So now, he's in California living his best
Mm.
life right now. But we had a good time together before I had to relinquish him.
That might be an idea for like the holidays. You know how they have Elf on the Shelf,
Yes,
Ladybug on the shelf. Like where's the ladybug today? Is it in the
exactly.
tree over here? Is it in the basement?
I'm gonna if she's not on here watching, I'm gonna let her know. She will love that. She will absolutely love that for sure. Like,
I
yeah.
love the triangle shacking.
Yes, that's kind of what drew a lot of attention towards me at the very beginning, was the shacket. And that's like when I just turned a shawl and put sleeves on it to
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't have to keep pinning it on or putting it on or wrapping it around. Just put your arms in it
Mm-hmm.
and get the going. So yeah, that's what drew people towards me. So one of my cousins, um, she had a large following, and she saw that
Mm-hmm.
video, and she said, I don't understand, she has 20 subscribers, like, no, like, why, how is this, like, this is amazing. And that very night when she shared that,
Mm-hmm.
I got like 200 subscribers instantly. That first,
Wow.
like, after that video aired, she was like, you have to go there, check it out, and subscribe. And and that's kind of how it started. And then from that moment
Mm-hmm.
on, you know and consistency is the key. Like, I notice when I don't make videos, like, my numbers kind
Mm-hmm.
of end up stagnant, so you have to keep posting so that you know
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
happens. So, you know, it's hard to be
Absolutely.
consistent with my schedule now, but I do my best. But I keep in contact with those you know, who
Yeah.
keep in contact with me. So yeah,
It's a job.
for
It's a
sure.
full-time job. It's a career on top of the career on top of the
Yes,
career.
but it's such a joy. It's such a joy.
Yes,
Like, I really,
absolutely.
really, really enjoy it. I do.
Now, I love the cowl that you have on. It's CAL cowl, right? Or
Well, this is COWL, but yes,
okay.
this is actually a scarf that I shrugged up really tight so you can, you know. But this is
Hmm.
actually my design. This is one of my actual designs, patterns written by me. So I'm like, really, I'm so proud of this piece, Beverly. Like, I'm so proud of this piece. And, again, because of my YouTube community, I got to show this piece. And, they encouraged me to, like, write patterns and stuff like that. And this was something I
Hmm.
was making. And this is one of those items that I was making and keeping all to myself. And so one day I said, you know what? I'm going to put this on paper. And I got so much overwhelming support. Like, this was actually my second pattern I released. I released another pattern that I named after my cousins because they were the ones who encouraged me to do it. So, and
Yeah.
that was a great experience. But this one right here, this is a pride and joy. Like, I released this in November, and I
Hmm.
believe I've sold at least 1,000 patterns of this.
Wow.
And yeah, like, and then that's when you realize my gift is making room for me. And so,
There it is.
I'm
Hmm.
just, you know, I'm overwhelmed, like, with adoration for the Lord and how
Yeah.
he is ordering my steps in this way, just
Hmm.
from simply doing. what I knew I was supposed to be doing in the first place.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. And, I remember you and I met at church at Christian Love Baptist Church in Irvington.
CLBC. Those are some good days, man.
So, no doubt, I'm sure your faith definitely is in every part of your business. How does it shape the decisions that you make?
Well, first, I do my best to consult God first and wait for a response. So, but, because it's easier said than done, because again,
Mhm.
my mind is flooded with ideas and wanting to
Yeah.
do things. And if I showed you, I want to show you my craft room, but I'm almost ashamed. Not ashamed to the fact because it's a mess, because it is, but because when my mind has an idea, I'll go out and I'll get every supply in abundance to support that idea. But I don't
Mm.
afford the time to put that idea into action. So, that just becomes a hoard fest. I'm okay with that though, but everybody else in the house, they don't like that too much.
It's organized chaos.
But
I
it's
understand that.
organized chaos, but I'm at the point where now, because I'm still working a regular job, so to speak,
Hmm.
I get to take the proceeds from what comes in from the crochet work, and I just kind of like reinvest it into stuff.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I can't necessarily say I'm profited, so to speak, because I buy a lot. I buy a lot. But because my thoughts, my ideas are big, and eventually I truly honestly believe that my gift will make room for me in a way that this will be what I'm supposed to be doing, because this is what I'm supposed to be known for. This
Mm.
is what is supposed to open doors for me. I don't know
Okay.
how that looks just yet, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm taking
Yeah.
my steps cautiously. I mean, I have faith. I take risks, but
Hmm.
risks cautiously. If that can even be a thing. But
Yeah. I love it when people tap into their gift and their talent because, when you see it, you know it because it's effortless almost, even though you put a lot of effort into it.
yes,
For us to see it, it's like you do it with such ease and such grace and professionalism, and we're just like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even know where to start or how to do this or how to do that. And there's other people that try to do it and it's work for them.
hmm,
But when you have the gift and the talent for it, it just flows and it's just natural. And I
hmm,
love seeing that in other people and whatever their gift is, even if it's just, working as a barista at a restaurant somewhere,
yes,
but they seem to take it up a step higher in their customer service than other people. And it's like, okay, that one,
hmm,
has a special gifting of service,
that's right.
and you can just see it. And those are the people I gravitate to and the businesses I try to make sure that I support because I know it's legit,
Hmm,
and I do believe the same thing. It's your gift will make room for you and the resources that you need, the finances and all of that will come if the heart is right
that's right.
in how you're using your gift and your talent,
Hmm,
and everything else will fall into place. I know, easier said than done sometimes because life happens. We're human
that's right.
beings. We're here on earth in the flesh, but I know that it will, everything will fall into place in its time.
Yes.
So the in the crochet world that you've been in for a while now, I'm sure you know all the ins, pretty much the ins and outs of it.
Mhm.
Do you find that it is a diverse landscape, or there's maybe some areas that Black and brown people still have yet to tap into?
Well, I think again, that's where the idea of I had to like really sit with my gift will make room for me, because you think even kind of getting on YouTube, it's easy to be swallowed up or it's easy to be notarized. It can go both ways.
Mm,
And I just think the Lord puts the right people in my path, and that those are the ones that I care for. Those are the ones I serve, and those are the ones that are for me. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but I had to come to that realization of that, and again, same thing like with this pattern. I could have kept this all to myself because I don't want nobody to out crochet me in my own design, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you know, closed hands don't get fed. And so, um, I'm at the place in my life now where I just want to give. I want to give my knowledge. I want to give my service. Whatever it is I have, it's
Mm-hmm.
yours for the taking if you want it. And so,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think that's what opens the doors. I think that's what, you know, um, genuinely draws the people to you, and
Yeah. Yeah.
as vast as the community is, you know, there's room for everybody. You just have to find where the open space is, but there's room for everybody. And so
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that too. and you know, and I've also learned what kind of designer I want to be, because there are crocheters who need to be told what to make, and and they just they put the needle and yarn to work, whereas I have vision for color. Like, I really
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy putting colors together, and I believe I have a gift in that, because I'm able to put likely unlikely colors together and make it
Yeah.
work. And
Mm.
there's been time, um what was I going to say? I had a thought. Colors together. Yes. I just lost my train of thought, because I was going deep. I was going deep. But but basically, I learned the kind of designer I wanted to be, because I appreciate being able to do my own creative thing and sell what I have. So I much rather have inventory and sell what I have versus taking orders and trying to fulfill somebody else's vision when I can't see it.
Mm. Right.
You
Right.
can describe it
Mm-hmm.
as much as you can, and I can put the needle to the yarn as much as I can, the best I
Mm-hmm.
can. And sometimes I exceed, sometimes I fail, but what I don't like is when somebody tells me I put my love in every stitch and it's a fail. So I much rather, I much rather make my own stuff. And if you like it, you buy it. And if you don't, try something else. Like,
Right. Right.
but that's I had to take some time to learn. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's lots of custom orders that I fill, and
Mm-hmm.
I still take people's ideas and try to make what's in their mind. But for the most
Mm-hmm.
part, I much rather you say, hey, I really like that scarf, but do you have it in blue? And yes, I can make it in blue. you know Something like that. But there's so many people that, yeah, they have this thought, this idea,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, that's kind of not really where I was going with that. Like, but that's exactly what you asked for.
Right. Right.
Ooh,
I
so yeah,
understand
so
that. I've been there.
I've decided. I've already decided.
Now, I see that you do a lot of collaborations with other artists and businesses in the industry to do giveaways and
hmm
sponsored events. How would an aspiring crochet artist cultivate those type of relationships to be able to do sponsored events and giveaways like that?
Well, I would say first communicate. Like, let us know that you're out there. Like, because again, that was me. That was like me feeling like they should know me, but like I never even so much as said hi to them or introduced myself to them. So even when I see new channels on YouTube and stuff like that, that's taking a step of faith and a walk into the deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'll start my comment like, hey, my name is Angie, and I really like so and so, what you've done and stuff like that. And that's
Right.
kind of how you know start a virtual relationship, basically, because
Mm-hmm.
half the people that no, I was not half, 98% of the people that I know on YouTube, I've never touched them, I've never hugged them, I've never, they're not tangible
Yeah.
to me right now, especially because of pandemic. But
Right.
you create a relationship, and as you create a relationship, you see what people like. You start finding out the things that interest
Hmm.
other people and stuff like that. But again, you know, like-minded people draw like-minded people. So that's how the collaborations come about, because it's like, oh, you do this and I can help you spread the word about
Hmm.
this, or I can
Right.
help you, you know, get other ideas about this, or tell people, hey, I have this friend that's doing XYZ. I know you'll love that, because if I love it and you're here, you're gonna love that
Yeah.
too, you know, that kind of thing. And like, you know, I come from a family that are full of people that have bright ideas. We're musicians, we're designers, we're, you know, makers, you know,
Right.
and
Right.
makers of all things. So it's
Right.
like,
Right.
how do you support when you can't, I can't buy but so much lotion. I can't buy but so many hats and scarves and things like that. So how do we circulate and make this thing, you know,
Yeah.
feasible for everybody, that, you know, we can keep promoting and we can keep encouraging to keep going, you know, and that's
Mm.
kind of what the collaborations do. It helps us to keep going and, you know, keep in
Yeah.
doing what you're doing. So
Those
like,
were some boss tips, guys. Again, we're talking with Loving in Every Stitch boss, Angela Wilson. And we have a question from another boss who's in the audience, the hair whisperer, Avian. She asked, do you sketch for ideas?
sometimes, um, sometimes I do have to put it on paper so that I can manifest it in with my hands. But not all the time. Sometimes it literally is a thought, and you try to
Hmm.
like just you work that thought backwards. You deconstruct it and reconstruct it, so to speak. I guess that's kind of my
Mm-hmm.
thought pattern towards things, because sometimes the only thing that gets a thought out is to actually work it out. You know, not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a drawer, I'm not a writer, and I'm not a reader. So all of those things come hard for me. So, you know, and those are like key tools. They're like prime for what I'm trying to accomplish. But, you know, I can't be good at everything. I realize that. I cannot be good at everything. I'm good at crochet though.
Yes.
That I'm good at.
So as we are ending the end of Women's History Month, and there are so many powerful women out there, past and present and up and coming future ones, that are just really making it happen as best they can. Is there a historical figure that inspires you, to, that you draw from?
Is my mom historical? No, she's not historical. No, but I love her and she inspires me all the time. But no, not saying, I mean, there's lots of, you know, pioneers and women who have like really paved the way. But to be honest, I kind of look at the now women um kind of doing things and paving the way. And to be honest, like right now, this season, this moment in my life, I am I am very, very much in love with Priscilla Shire. She is everything to me. Like, she is my spiritual help. She is my guide. She is somebody I aspire to be like, as far as grace and
Mhm.
just knowing God and exuding Him in what she does. And
Mhm.
that is my heart's desire, to still like let God's light shine through me in my work. And so yeah, not really, you know, not too deep about that, but I love her. And it's funny because I remember one time I was crocheting and designing, and this is my heart's desire, and perhaps it will come to fruition one day. But I was
Mhm.
making a scarf and I said, I wish I could send this to her. I wish I could just like write her a letter and just say, hey, I made this with love in every stitch, with you in mind. Would you wear
Mm.
it, or would you appreciate it? Like, would you, you know, would you value it, you
Yeah.
know, treasure it,
Yeah.
whatever, you know, but
Yeah.
I made this for you. And Priscilla, if you ever see this live, I think about you, girl. But you know, but like, you know, she we're similar in age. We're really close, so we can very much be close cousins.
Mm.
Or or like I would really like to just be in her space one day and just glean from her. But yeah,
Mm.
I do that. Like, there's plenty of people that inspire me as I'm, on social media or, whatever. And
Mhm, mhm.
they inspire me. Like, I want to make things for them. Like, I
Yeah,
just want to
yeah.
bless them in that way. Like,
Mm.
even though she lives in Texas and I want to make her a really nice warm scarf. I don't care. I think she'll love it.
Yeah, I think she'll wear it. She'll wear it every day.
Right.
We had another question come through. They want
Yeah.
to know, how do you balance it all? Like being a mom, being a working your
That's a horrible
business.
question. That is a horrible question. I don't balance it. I am very I'm in hot demand right now. Like, my kids, they smother me. And it's like because I know they miss me. So it's like I can't like force them off of
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
but like they legit fight over who's gonna sit next to me. And to the point where they're beating me up. My back is like, they're like, but I owe it to them because I haven't seen them because you know,
Yeah.
I live far. My commute is an hour away. So I travel an hour
Mm.
just to get to work. Then I work and then I travel an hour to get back home. And sometimes I'm walking up in the door during dinner time or even bedtime. So
Mhm.
really, the only time I have is Friday evening to Sunday evening. But then you got
Yeah.
church, you got laundry, you got
Yep.
husband, you got kids, you got,
Right.
you might want to see a friend or two,
Right.
or crochet or record a video so that all your friends know that you're still in this world, like doing great things. Like, so it's like,
Right.
how do I don't balance it. I just be doing stuff and hoping that,
Mm.
like I legit still have not finished unpacking. I'm the only one in the house still got stuff in the garage in boxes. Like, everybody's unpacked and living their best life in this house, and I'm just, anybody seen my bras? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm wearing the same one or two bras since I moved here. Like, because I can't find nothing. I refuse to buy stuff because I know I have
Right.
it in a box somewhere.
Right. Right. All right,
But
family, you hear her. Please help her unpack. Just let her put her feet up. You go in the garage, take her stuff out.
please,
And so she can
please,
just say, point and say, go there, go there, you know.
like, for real. Like, that is a legit, like, plea for help. Like, send help.
Yeah, play this back. Play right at that spot. So
I
you've
can't.
given out so many great tips in the midst of telling your story. But
Aw.
for the entrepreneur, the person who's wants to get started and do this full time or just do this as a business, just make it real for them. What are three things that you could tell that person to do now to get started to head them on a path of success?
Well, first, I would definitely say know what you want to do. Like, that's definitely because you will be running like a chicken with your head cut off, just trying to figure it out and serving people, and it's sapping the joy out of your gift. Um,
Mm,
that you don't want that because then you put it on hold, and then somebody who needs your gift is not getting it because
right.
you done hung it up. So because realize that people need you. No matter how insignificant it seems to yourself, there's somebody out there who actually needs you. They're waiting for you. I'm talking to you, you. Like, there's somebody out there who needs you. Like, again, no
Mhm.
matter how insignificant it is, it could be a simple hug, a simple hello, a simple acknowledgement that they exist. Like,
Yeah.
people need you. You're in, just like people come in your path, you're destined to be in somebody else's path. So do
Yeah.
it. So, like, and that's another thing, like, do it. Like, even starting my YouTube channel, I can't tell you, I would be short of breath because I'm so nervous. to even speak, and nobody's in the room. I'm by myself. Like, and it's like, and even still, I still have nerves. I can't tell you how many times I'll just say, hey, welcome to my channel, and I'm fumbling over my words. Like, even now, a year later, like, it's like 4 takes before I actually, like,
I
get the
know.
engine going. But I would say do it afraid, like, because, again, somebody is waiting for you. Somebody's waiting for these
Absolutely.
stitches, no matter, even though they're all still sitting in a box in a bag, it's still for somebody. It's not going to stay in your hands forever. Like, so I would just say, if you have something that's on the inside that's telling you to do something and you just don't have the nerve to do it, just still do it afraid, because, eventually it does get easier. It's gotten easier, but it's never fluid. It's never just like, ooh, yeah, girl, I be doing that thing. Like, no, I don't. I be practicing.
Right.
Practice
I
makes
don't think
progress.
we wouldn't be human if we didn't feel some type of butterflies or nerves or something. And it's, same with me too.
Yeah.
It's like, I know, it's set time every Tuesday or other things that I have that, like, I have to, even on my job, I have to, like, present stuff all the time. And it's like, I know this like the back of my hand, but it's like right before you press start, it's like, I don't know how this is
Yeah.
going to just go.
Yeah, exactly. And I got it bad. Like, even I was telling Britt, I was like, I'm so nervous. Like, I said, I've been going to the bathroom I've been pooping all day up until this point. Like, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Like, I was like, I know it's not like she's a stranger. Like, it's Beverly.
Right,
Like, we go way back. And it's like, and that's why I can't do solos at church. Don't act. I can do wop pop from the background. I can sing my heart out, and loud too. I can be loud, but don't ask me to lead a song. Oh God, oh God, I be nervous.
What you do, just close your eyes and start singing. Like,
Exactly. That's what I
nobody's
do.
there when you close your
But
eyes.
I want to close my eye, turn my back, and hide behind a curtain, and just, like, just let the voice come out. Like, it's something about just knowing attention is on me, even though I know the attention is on God, because, like, that's where it should be, right? Attention is on God.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm trying to draw them to the presence of God, so they're still listening to me. So it's like,
Yeah.
sometimes I just can't do it. And they be making me do it at this church, and it's like, why? It's like, cause it's so pure. It's so. I'm like, no, it's so nerve-wracking. Now I'm gonna poop for the rest of the day. Now I'm gonna just poop for the rest of the day. Thank
you. Well, please share with us.
Bring it back in, Beverly.
Right. Bring it. Share with us some of your creations that you have with you, if you have a few that you can kind of show us on camera.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, so you saw this. And I'm holding on to this baby, but I made this baby as a baby shower gift. But I think she's the cutest little thing. I love her so much. And she's another one that I'm just, like, kind of like holding hostage or whatever, but I love her so much.
Adorable.
And she has wings.
Oh,
but
I love that color combination.
See? Nope. Purple and green, not all the time, but it works here. And, like, you can't really see, but it has, like, sparkles. So this purple has green sparkle in it. So it's so magical. It's magical in real life. It is. It's magical. And I'm also doing applique bags now. So I have this. I already showed my people, but
okay, that's gonna sell out.
Yeah.
That's gonna sell out.
Yeah, so we're working on this. I actually just ordered the bags, so I just got a few in, so now I can actually make some more. So this is the first one I actually, like, made. So you have that, and let's see. Oh, here's the same applique on a jacket. So,
love that.
So I'm debating on if I wanted to do clothing or accessories or both. Maybe I'll do both. But, I figure a bag is more, one size fits all. So, yeah. So
Love that.
I was just talking about it on my previous video about how it's hard to put colors together. And sometimes when you just go ahead on and do it, it yields a beautiful thing. So I had to
Yes.
put purple with, it was like purple, like shades of purple too, not just plain old purple, but shades of purple with burgundy and coral and yellow. And now a lot of
Ah,
people think
wow.
that looks good, but it turned out really nice.
That is gorgeous.
And
I
so
love that.
this is one of my, and this is probably the next thing I'll release because it's a really easy something to write up to share with all
Yeah.
my friends. But yeah, I just made this because of another YouTube friend of mine does what they call a cowl, which is a crochet along, which invites other people to like make things in the same idea so that, you
Okay.
know, you can be inspired within the same thing. So what
I
she's
had
doing is,
cow wrong. I thought that the cow was like a short version of the cowl.
well, yeah, cat CAL, it's crochet
Mhm.
along, or
Okay.
MAL, which is mal, which is make along, which means you can knit or crochet. You know,
Hmm.
CAL is crochet along, or KAL will be knit along. But yeah, so she has people making cowls with a color theme from a calendar that she gets every year. So like for the
Mm.
month of March, this is the picture that's on the calendar. So we like draw colors out
Yeah.
of the calendar and make something. And those were the colors. It was like periwinkle and, you know, these colors. It was these
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah.
And so
Love it. Love, love,
this is
love
what
that.
I came up with the inspiration of that picture.
Mm.
So that's that. And then just this little, again, more neck pieces and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I just did a test pattern, which was another YouTube friend of mine who designs, and I took her pattern to test it to see if it
Hmm.
works, so that she can release it to the great world, so that everybody can make one
Um,
without mistakes. And so I never weave in my ends. My little string be right there. But this was her pattern, and it's soon to be released. So if anybody wants to make
nice.
it, it's got a lot of
Awesome.
texture. It fits so pretty when you wear it. But you know, you want me to put it on?
Lovely, lovely. Beautiful
It's
pieces.
so cute. And I be wearing stuff, and you know, and I be,
Love, love, love that. Love it.
you know.
So please tell everyone where they can find you online, where they can buy your pieces, where they can get your patterns, all that.
Okay, so I am actually in the process of I'm shopping around because I'm getting rebranded so that I can kind of bring everything under one umbrella. But
Hmm.
until then, I am Angela Wilson with Love in Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. So that's like a little something that I do with my YouTube friends. But I can be found here on IG. See, they say Ruby Baby. I can be here on IG
They're singing with
underscore,
you.
yes, underscore Ruby Baby. I don't really use Facebook too much, but eventually I'll probably incorporate that. So my Facebook is still my own personal thing or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm in a couple of groups, but I'm not really using Facebook as a platform. But
Mhm.
you can find me on Etsy at LES by Ruby. See, that's why I gotta put it all together. It's LES by Ruby Baby on Etsy. That's where you can find all my designs that are listed to be sold, as well as my designs to make. So my PDF patterns are available there on Etsy,
Mhm.
and Ravelry, which is another website for patterns and things like
Okay.
that. And that's it. And if you want to email me something nice, you want to have a little chat with me, my email is yourlovegetsmail@gmail.com. And that's about it. I'll be in these streets. I'll be in these YouTube streets, and I'll be, eventually I'll be back on the streets to do street fairs. So, look out for me there.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much
Yay.
for stopping by. Thank you, everyone who logged in. And if you missed any part of
Yay.
this, it's going to be in my IGTV, so you can watch the replay and can share it with others. And again, thank you for sharing your talent, your gift, and you are
Oh, thank
definitely
you.
a true boss. and beautiful spirit. We've always connected, and
Yes.
just love everything that you do and everything that you bring with your gift and your talent. And thank you so much. Everyone, again, this is Angela Wilson for Loving Every Stitch. And you can catch the replay and get all the wonderful boss tips that she shared. And thank you again. And we'll connect again.
Please, 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 please. Thank you all for joining us and visiting me and supporting. Oh my God, I love you all so much. And thank you so much, Beverly, for this opportunity. This was so much fun. I'm going to go poop. And again, and but I truly love this, and I thank you. I thank you so much for bringing
Thank
me
you.
on and giving me this opportunity to chat with you a bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll do it again.
We should. We
All right. Take care, everyone.
should, absolutely. All right. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Mom.